Alright, so this is the fifth game here, and there's a lot of exciting things to do on the board. You could take your giant and smash things to pieces, or you could take your legionary and swing that mighty blade at your opponent. Wild Hunt will get you points. And there's the whole peasant chain going on here, right? So there's a lot of nice things to do on the board. I think the most notable one would be peasant and legionary. Yeah. Right, so how do we get there? How do we get to a point where we could play lots of giants and legionaries? Well, probably just want to play one legionary, but lots of giants. I think we have to start with a jack because we want to thin, so that'll get rid of our estates and replace them with silvers. We also want razors at some point, but we're not going to open with them as our opponent did. We're going to get the peasant alongside our jack. Right, so he opened with a raise and a peasant. I went with the jack and the peasant because you know what? When you have villa on the board, you see villa, that card is busted. When you have that card on the board, you don't have to worry about collision as long as you could guarantee or reasonably expect $4 in your hand. And that's what the jack is going to do by putting silvers into the deck and taking estates out of the deck. It's going to make sure that, okay, if I draw a hand of 5 cards, I'll probably have $4 in it, and I really won't ever have to worry about plus actions for a long time. So I do something stupid here. I leave the peasant on top of the deck, somehow thinking I could play it and or maybe get a villa or something, but that's not the case. I should have discarded that there and drawn it to something else and trashed. And I'm gonna pick up the raise here on just 3, right? I don't particularly want anything else there. I will want a couple more peasants to get up to teacher, or disciple rather. One of these will go into a teacher, but the rest of them I want to be disciples. But that is totally fine, right? There's a lot of juice on the board. There's plus buy, there's draw, there's trashing. And yeah, you could do without the token here, nice. You could do without the token a little bit here. It's fine. It's totally fine. So the raise also helps with the jack here. So there's lots of little synergies going on. So you raise copper, then play a jack, you draw more cards, right? Hooray, happy fun time. So going to discard with this jack here, and I draw into the raise dead, which isn't great. Well, what can you do, right? So now I decide, okay, I'll go for the peasant here because, like I said, you have absolutely nothing to fear when it comes to terminal collision once there's villa on the board, and you could get to 4. That is the only condition for villa. If you could get to 4 on 5 cards, 6 cards, 7 cards. I say 6 and 7 because you might like play a moat or a smithy, and hopefully you could have 4 to buy the villa and just recover your turn. That's such a crazy mechanic. I mean, whoever thought of this is something else. That's such a liberating mechanic to play with. Usually you always have to, you know, have this constraint in your mind. Okay, I have this many villages, I need to have this many terminals. You completely eradicate that when you're playing with villa. There's no need to keep track of that at all. You just buy it when you need it. And that is very liberating to me to be able to play like that. So here, I could cut the copper with the raise. Do consider it. But I have a bunch of terminals in my hand. I probably want to buy a villa this turn to be able to play them. So I'm going to cut the estate instead, even though that's what the jack is there for, to look for money. Hey look, money. And then you could do this broken mechanic. So villa is an absolute blessing, an absolute boon for cards that say draw to 5, draw to 6, draw to 7. Jack is one of those, because you could do things like this. That is incredible. Draw 5 cards off a jack, of anything. That is a lot of cards. There's no single card in Dominion that does that. The biggest is like Hunting Grounds that explicitly says, okay, draw 4. I don't think anything says draw 5 unless it has a condition like Embassy. Or Ranger, right? Ranger, you have to play it twice to get the 5 cards. Same with Tactician, you have to give up your turn. Alright, so, and I buy another villa here so I can play both my peasants. Picking up a Lost Hunt for the draw, right? I'm not as thin as my opponent, I need some draw. I need to use my razors to clean up a little bit, right? But not at the expense of my turn. So here, I am not going to just stay quiet and trash 2 coppers and pass. I could do that. Most certainly I could do that, but I want to have a bigger turn than that, and I feel I could do it if I could find my jack or my wild hunt. Because Villa exists. Villa is such a blessing to draw to X engine. Such a good card. So my opponent didn't open the jack, he got it on his first shuffle, but I think you really want it right away here. You really want it right away. There I could have taken the soldier. I don't know why I didn't take the soldier. Oh, I know why I didn't take the soldier, because I wanted to take the silver to trash it to go look for my jack, but no such luck. I'm just finding a bunch of money. I need to replace the raise that I trashed on that turn, because I really need to clean up the coppers, and the raise is the only thing that does that, and my opponent actually cleans out the raises here, so I have to be a little more careful with how I use my raises. I don't want to get rid of all of them before I've removed most of the copper from my deck. I could live with 1 or 2 is fine. So my opponent also gets that turn in where he's able to buy Villa, play Jack for maximum draw, plus 5 cards. Brilliant. And then now he takes the estate here, just to get the aqueduct points. This I am not a fan of that play. I mean, there's no need to do that at this point in the game, really. There's not that many points, and I mean, it just gets in the way of your development here. You would rather just be able to do things like this. Play Villa, Villa, Soldier. I could have bought a Villa here, but there was no need to, so I'm just gonna play the Jack as is and keep going here. And even though I was behind on my peasant upgrades, I feel like, alright, I'm there or thereabouts with my opponent with regards to the peasant upgrade. So trashing the silver here to go look for that soldier. Find the soldier. I could get rid of 1 copper now and put down my soldier. So I mean, the soldier attack is whatever against the jack. 7 here is going to be wild hunt. I consider picking up another peasant, but I'm not sure if the deck is ready for it yet. Not sure if the deck is ready for it yet, but you know what? I say, look, I have been freed from this shackles of needing to have plus actions in my deck. Put the peasant in, and we'll buy a villa if it doesn't work out, and move on. So this is a nice start in hand, right? A bit of a bonus from all what's been going on here. Getting to disciple this wild hunt. So right now only I have access to the wild hunt, so I have absolutely no hesitation in using it for cards strictly. My opponent cannot rip those points out from me, can't steal them from me is what I'm saying. So here, just play all treasures, buy Villa, Jack again, plus 5 cards. What's not to like about that? What is not to like about that? The silvers, you could feed it to your raises if you're in a bad spot. Alternatively, just use it to buy things. What do you know? What do you know? And actually here I'm able to draw through the whole deck, which is great news for me. And I'm able to thin a copper, I believe, with the raise here. Or thin a couple coppers, I'm not sure. So I'm looking in a real good spot here. Oh, actually just the 1 copper, because I only have the 1. The rest is on the board. Looking in a real good spot here, and I have 9. I'm going to go for Giant and Jack here, I believe, just because Villa is amazing. And having the Jack as a draw card has never been better. Has absolutely never been better. And yeah, I'm able to draw everything, so time to add payload, right? Let's start smashing things to pieces and see where we could go with that. And I'm really not worried about the aqueduct points at all. Like, I have 5 sitting on my wild hunts and only I have access to them currently. I'm not at all worried about the aqueduct points at all. So here, one interesting thing my opponent did is that he didn't convert for teacher right away. He had the opportunity to, but he didn't. I am gonna convert just because I want to stick the plus card token on Villa. That'll just make things run so much smoother. Is not so kind to Jack, but like, I could get most of the junk out of my hand anyway and still get the Jack for plus 4 cards, which is real good. And now he converts for teacher, so I'm not sure what the reasoning was behind that. Look at this, look at this. You cannot do this ordinarily before empires. Have two terminals in your hand and be safe? No, that's just so it changes things by a lot, I think. By a lot. I discipled this giant here just so I could buy a villa. I wasn't sure I would draw into enough money if I used the disciple on the wild hunt, so just to be sure, I am going to use the giant money to buy my villa and carry on here. And we're actually getting a little close to 3 pile here because only plus buys villa gives, and wild hunt could gain estates and whatnot. Just have to be a little bit careful. My opponent, I believe, now has a wild hunt, so I have to clear these points off of here before he takes it. It's more than a province worth up there, so I have to get those points. It'll also help with like the coming to the end of the game here, right? So I do trash one of my raises, trying to look for something better. My other disciple is what I'm looking for, but I didn't find it, so whatever. And this last wild hunt will get the points with me on 12. I think, what is this? I don't even know what this is. Probably just giant forum peasant or something. That seems reasonable. You probably don't ever want to buy villa except, you know, to rescue your turn. You only buy it when you need it. Why buy it otherwise? Why buy a village if all your terminals won't collide? There's no point. No point. So forum for me, forum is going to help with stability and a wild hunt, and that's it. And actually my opponent resigns in short order here, so yeah man, this villa thing is incredible. It's incredible, incredibly strong. Incredibly strong. It changes how you build. It really changes how you build. Like I was able to catch up here with just like, you know, using villa and jacked. It was great. Alright, so thank you for watching this. I had a lot of fun playing this game, as you could probably tell. Alright, see you in the last one.